I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the DAXpert, Mitchell Pearson. Mitchell, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Greg, for having me here for this Learn with the Nerds event. I'm excited. We got an exciting session coming up. So, yeah.
It'll be great. You're leading the next session, so why don't you tell us a little bit about how DAX plays into Power BI reports, or even what are some of the things that people struggle with when bringing in these business solutions and integrating some DAX into them?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, that's as soon as you get your model in Power BI and you've cleaned up the data, you've transferred it, you start to look at it from a visual perspective, trying to do certain types of analysis, you start to realize pretty quickly, okay, we're going to have to write a little bit of code to really extend the capability that exists here within Power BI. And that code is the data analysis expression language. And that's right there, yes, for sure. So that's where you really dive into it, is extending it to the next level. People ask all the time, hey, we want advanced Power BI. And we're like, well, what is advanced Power BI? It really is the DAX language and understanding how to go to the next level.
Definitely. And one thing I always see in our virtual mentoring sessions is so much of the data model to DAX. There's such a connection to that we see so often. Data models with a couple of inconsistencies, and that just leads a whole host of problems for the DAX coming up. Have you seen a lot of that in your sessions or any of the trainings you've done? I know a lot of people see that with filter context, something's not working out the right way.
Yeah. So Greg mentioned virtual mentoring, and virtual mentoring is actually my favorite thing that we do here. So one-on-one meeting with customers, and when we are talking about Power BI specifically, the biggest issue that customers run into when they're trying to solve DAX is generally because the data model has not been designed in a way that's optimal for the DAX language. So we obviously have on our YouTube channel a couple of longer YouTube videos, hour and a half, 3 hours, that walk and discuss how to properly set up your data within Power BI so that you can optimize your DAX journey. And the better your data model, the better the DAX is going to be. A lot of times I can work around a data model that's not optimized for Power BI. That's my soft way of not calling it a bad data model. A lot of times I can work around a data model that's not optimized for Power BI by writing a lot of crazy DAX to get around it, but then I have to tell the customer, hey, look, next time you come back, which you're going to come back, I'm going to have to do this again. So I'll give them some tips and tricks on how to go back and optimize it so that they won't have as many problems there.
Yeah, and even though you could find that workaround, it's just that's not the optimal way. You've got performance considerations.
For sure.
A whole bunch of things to kind of consider in that equation. One thing that you can keep in mind on top of those YouTube videos is our DAX Boot Camp. And we get really down into the weeds of both data modeling and a lot of the common DAX problems that people are facing. One thing I really like about that boot camp too is it's filled with actual problems that we have seen in those sessions, in hackathons, in these things we've done with customers. And we found a way to get some sample data to match those scenarios, which I think is going to prepare people really, really heavily.
Yeah, the DAX Boot Camp is obviously very popular. It's one of our most popular boot camps that we do because it is the next level. It's where customers get to that point where they're like, we got this Power BI model, it's been adopted, people across the organization are using it, but now they're asking me for more. How do I add more tables? How do I add more value to the visualization so that we can see data across time, data across different products, categories, et cetera, and being able to write DAX is important to taking that next leap in the Power BI space.
I like what you say is like, when we talk about what is really advanced, it's so ingrained into what we're probably going to have to do with DAX, that next step. And that's what we're all about. So I think in this next session, you're really going to like what Mitchell's got for you, enhancing your data analysis with DAX. You're going to see a lot of great additions to what we've already built from this whole solution, from the Power App side of things to automate into working with Excel a little bit, seeing what Power BI has to offer with Angelica, and now we are really diving into DAX. Having some good times with that one overall. I think it's going to be a great session. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And it's going to be really the stepping stone for what's to come next and really opening up the full user experience for everybody. Now, One thing that I think we should mention overall in this experience is you are going through a start to finish solution. And there's a lot of opportunities that we have here at Pragmatic Works where we kind of assist in people getting that model made, that proof of concept. One of those is the hackathon experience. So how would you describe a hackathon experience for the people that don't know about it?
That's a good question. So hackathons are equally as important to me, like virtual mentoring. So a hackathon is where a customer comes in and says, hey, we want training, but we don't want training on sales data. Our data is different. We're education, we're healthcare, we're finance. We want training on our data. And so that's what a hackathon is. A hackathon is where we come in and we partner with you. We look at what your end goal is in mind. We build out those requirements, and then your hands are on the keyboard the entire time. You're connecting to your data, we're running into problems, and as you run into problems, we help you through those problems. And the goal is to teach your team to be comfortable with the technology in your environment connecting to your data sources. So very popular service that we have here at Pragmatic Works.
And definitely a lot of prep and planning, so you have not only a proof of concept of what this should look like, but you've got a whole list of records, of data, of everything that you can see and share with maybe new employees. It could even become a part of your onboarding process with your data. I really like it too. You get to actually see a little bit of what the customer wants to achieve, so it is really, really great. All right, well, we are going to dive into your session on DAX. I hope everybody enjoys what we've got there. I'm sure we're going to have tons of calculate, tons of other greatness. Enjoy, everybody, and I will see you back at Mission